Hey everybody, welcome to Workforce Gaming. I am Brad, here with Doug.
Hey.
So Doug told me that he is playing NieR Reincarnation, and my first response was, why? So just a little history here. Neither one of us are overly familiar or into mobile gaming, like at all.
Yeah, that's
so
true. Yeah.
I think like Florence is the only one I've ever actually played.
I was thinking about Florence and then Citus 2. I love Citus 2.
That's the music one, right?
That's the music with the tapping. Yeah, you play.
I played that one, but my fat hand covered half the screen when I was trying to tap. Anyway, so NieR Reincarnation. So you, I know, are like pretty big into NieR. You played Automata. I think you played the original NieR actually when it came out, right?
I played a little. Not when it came out, but I did play a little bit of it. I think like as I was playing it, I was just like, I think they're gonna remake this one day. Like I just need that like PS, and they eventually did. I haven't picked it up yet, but I did. I got into NieR with NieR Automata, and I really liked that game. I just think it's like a fun, weird, unique game. And so if there's like a new NieR game and it's free, like I'm gonna try it.
Fair point.
And I did.
Fair point.
Yeah.
All right. So
that was a mistake.
Oh, mistake. Okay. Let's just get right into that then. So is the mistake in anything to do with the NieR, or is it in just the like mobile gaminess of this?
Yeah. So the thing that sucks about this game is the NieR stuff is real good. So when I like booted this game up, it starts with this like cool sort of 2D. You're a girl running through some like through some ruins, and there's like things you pick up to read, and the thing you pick up to read is like the logo for the company.
Oh, that's
so like
cool.
You're walking through, you hit a thing, it goes like Square Enix across the street. You run to the next thing, and that's whatever the other company is, and you are a young girl who awakens in this very, very similar to Ico, basically a very large abandoned castle area. I think they call it the Cage. And you don't have any memory, you can't talk, and then you meet this mysterious ghost called Mama. And Mama is just like, it's funny, it's like a little sphere with like a sheet over their head. And then, but whenever they want to touch something, like this weird black tentacle comes out to like pull a lever for you or something like that. And so basically, how the game sort of is structured is that you've lost your memories. I actually don't know anything about the main character. And what you do is you go to these statues, you touch these statues, and then you see a sort of short story of another character. So, for example, I think the first character is a royal prince or something like that. So what you do is you walk to the statue. It's holding this giant weapon. If you're not familiar with the NieR series, all of their weapons have these really deep stories associated with them. So in this one, every new weapon you come across, like it's a new weapon, you learn that character story, you get the weapon, you move on to the next area, new weapon, new story.
So essentially your progression is just picking up weapons.
Yeah, exactly. And when you pick up that weapon, you're actually picking up a character that goes into your party, which I'll explain later. It gets really confusing. The thing that's like that's really cool though is like these stories that the weapons are telling are like really kind of interesting. And there's this sort of battle that's going on between these different nations, and you're seeing it from different perspectives. And it has that really, really good NieR stuff where like people are living way longer than they should be. People are dying who are like good people. And it's got this very nice, depressing narrative and amazing music. And it's just like, yes, that's the NieR stuff I want. And like, that was the thing that kept driving me forward. And like, I can't say I finished this game. Like I played about 5 or 6 hours of it, I think, in total.
Does it, okay. Again, forgive ignorance here. Yeah. I feel like mobile games don't have endings. Does it have an ending?
And that's why I'm talking about it now, because I don't know. This is like a loose impressions of it.
Okay,
sort of thing. And so every time you do any stories, within that story, there's like a JRPG turn-based battle. And the turn-based battle system is so cool. So what it is, when you do a special ability, there's this combo meter, and that combo meter acts as a multiplier. So like you'll use a special ability of one character that does like 2 hits. So now you have a ×2 multiplier. You choose another ability of another character. Now you get twice as much damage, plus that multiplier is also going up and up and again. So if you like time your skills right, you go boom, 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 boom. Cool. And it's all these characters you've been collecting through these stories. And it was just like really, really cool. I was getting kind of into it. I was like, man, this is like a good game. And then there's a point when you realize none of that matters, like at all. And that's when you realize what a gacha game is.
Okay.
you can automate literally everything in this game. All the battles you can automate. You can automate what weapons are equipped. You can automate what characters are chosen for your party. Everything. You can even, when you're walking to the statues as a little girl, you can automate that. There is no reason for you to be there except to play this stupid gacha game. And what a gacha is, how the mechanics works is like you can earn these characters through the story. That's great. You're pulling out your party. But if you want the good characters, you got to pull the slot machine.
Oh boy.
And then you pull the slot machine thing and then you instantly get like way better characters and stuff. And I think it was just like, I think there's like a certain point when I realized like, it's like when I was just hitting I was just like hitting, when I finished, when I was like getting near the end, I was just hitting the auto button. My character would run forward. I'd watch this little story that was pretty cool, very NieR. There'd be a JRPG battle that was then entirely automated because I didn't need to do anything. and then I just go on to the next scene. And I was just like, oh man, like what is this game actually? And the thing I didn't realize with like gacha games is I had always just assumed a gacha game was like a decent game with like a slot machine attached to it. Mm-hmm. But ultimately what it is, it's a slot machine with a game attached to it. So like, you would, every time you go to a new battle, there's just a power level you have to meet. Mm-hmm. So it's like if your characters are underpowered, better go to your slot machine and pull that lever sort of thing. And I was leveling up my characters through battles. I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. And then there's a battle that's just like way too hard for you. It's like, okay, well, what's going on here? Like, you can auto level up your characters with this special item. So you get this item, and also my characters are 30 times more powerful.
So you tried to play this like it was a game. Like the intention was for you to play a video.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And that was a bad idea is what I'm getting.
It was a bad idea. And that's what just kind of like, ultimately, just kind of like, I kind of just stopped playing it. It's just because I realized like, the time it was taking, and they kind of keep spreading out the time between like the stories. Yeah. So it's like, oh, it's really cool. I got boom, 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 got this full story at once. While like, what they're done is they're kind of told in like sections. So like, you're a little girl, you're up to a statue, do a little bit of the story, then run forward, do a little bit more of the story, run forward, do a little bit more story, complete the story, go to the next story, kind of thing. I think I kind of like realized I was like, I don't know about this game, was like when you're like walking as a little girl, there's like just little literal barriers. Like they're literally a fence. And it says like your power level must be this high to get across this fence or whatever. And you just do this like JRPG battle that doesn't really matter. It was just really disappointing because it was all these very cool mechanics, this cool story, this cool setting. And then it's just like none of it mattered at all because the whole thing was just to make sure that you're spending money to get that slot machine going.
Spend your money, do your daily check-ins, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And it is a NieR game. It's like the stories were really cool. Like I think the first story is about this prince who is kicked out from his kingdom. He's sick and dying, and he has a 1,000-year-old robot who is like helping him, kind of thing. And the next story you play as is a woman who wants to assassinate the prince. And you don't realize till the end of the story that's actually been 500 years. The prince has long been dead, and that it's just the robot there protecting his body.
That's so cool.
And so she shoots the robot, and then that's the end of her story. So good. And like so it's a lot of that stuff, a lot of these like cool like crisscrossing narratives and timelines and all this other stuff, and it was really good. And then
it's just done.
It's just dumb. It's so bad. It's just like that's what all of these games are. Like I tried playing Genshin Impact.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then like as soon as the gacha stuff hits, it's like, oh, man, this game just suddenly sucks. There's nothing in this world that's gonna make like a better game with gacha mechanics.
I think I had the same thing when I played Genshin Impact. I think I played like maybe an hour or two, and it was as soon as I got to like the 4 different currencies and the 3 different, and it's just like, I don't got time to keep track of this. Do I need 6 blues and 3 yellows or 4 purples? Or I feel like it just gets down to that. I always have that problem where just as soon as I start getting into it, I'm just like, I'm just managing a bank account right now.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Because you're getting hundreds of different items. And they all just mix into whatever the one is that you actually have to pay for. Like that's what it costs, like 10 hours of your time to get to this one currency that you actually need, kind of thing. And that was just kind of thing. Like when I was playing these mechanic, like this whole gacha mechanic. Actually, do you know gacha mechanic is actually named after? Do you know what a gacha is?
No.
Do you know you ever go to supermarkets as a kid and you have those twisty
Oh,
thing?
yeah.
You put the 2 coins in, you get like a little toy.
Yeah.
That's a gotcha. The Japanese term for that is a gotcha.
Oh, okay.
It's just a coincidence that it's also like gotcha in English.
I just assumed it was some weird like thing that came out 20 years ago. Somebody was like, "Oh, that's a good name for this."
Yeah.
So I guess my question is, because it sounds like the first 2 to 3 hours you were super into this, and then it was like that back half that you're like, "No, I'm out." Is it worth digging into to get a couple of those good stories before you're like, "Oh shit, no, I'm done"? Or is it just gonna like there's just like so much irritation after that like first couple hours?
I think so, because what happened is, because you're still in this like weird early stage, you just get so much free shit. Like I just got so much like free pulls on whatever the magic thing was, is that I got my characters instantly like way overpowered, like twice or 3 or 4 times as much as like the power limit was supposed to be. Like your power limit's supposed to be here. So if you just go in, just pull the lever a few times, get some good characters, and then just kind of play through. I enjoyed that part. I really enjoyed the stories. I was like kind of disappointed I was putting it down. I was disappointed these gacha mechanics were preventing me from like going further. Just because like there's no way a good game is going to come out of a gacha mechanic. I just don't see how that's possible.
I would agree with that. But the stories are self-contained enough that you can kind of enjoy them up until you hit that wall, essentially.
Yeah, like I'd say you'd probably get to like the first 2 or 3 stories like pretty easily, and I think it's like, especially with just the music, when the music kicks in and it's just like, oh, that really good music. It's like it just feels like a Nier game. Like it really does have that feeling. So I would say it's definitely worth like just going through it until you don't want to anymore. And that's kind of where I stopped. That's why there's like kind of first, I don't know, impressions or whatever. Because I got through like maybe 4 or 5 stories, and like the stories are really cool, but it's just like, I just realized at some point like, oh, this is just never going to end.
Yeah.
I like, they're just going to be another kind of slightly interesting story, and it's just going to want me to pull that damn lever 3 or 4 more times to make sure I get my good characters, and then moving on. But yeah, it's just, the gacha mechanics are so antithetical to making a good game. It's like, it sucks. It's like, why couldn't this just be like, I'll pay you $15, cut all these gacha mechanics, and just give me like a little 5-hour story. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's free, so I mean, you didn't lose anything out there.
It is free.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's how they get you, or gotcha.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are Workforce Gaming. You can subscribe to us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at Workforce Gaming. Subscribe to us wherever you're listening, and we'll see you later.
Bye.